Welcome to KMET 1490 AM ABC News Radio and the Southern California Business Report with Yvette Walker, a show dedicated to highlighting successful Southern California businesses and the people behind them.
Welcome and thank you for joining Southern California Business Report on ABC News and Talks, KMET 1490 AM, 98.1 FM, and KMET TV. I'm Yvette Walker, live blasting our signal from the center of Southern California, serving a population of over 25 million. Get us crystal clear and on demand by downloading the free live streaming app on Google Play and the Apple App Store. As always, a huge shout out to the team, Mitch, Bill, and Sean. I love you guys. And to our special advisory committee, which can be found at scbrtalk.com/advisory committee. Today, I have the distinct pleasure to introduce Mayor Acquanetta Warren. Elected as mayor in December 2010 and overwhelmingly re-elected in 2014 and 2018, Acquanetta Warren is serving her third term as the mayor of the City of Fontana. Mayor Warren focuses her administrations on bolstering economic development, creating educational opportunities, and advocating for a healthier community. During her 8 years as a councilwoman and now third term as mayor, Warren has spearheaded significant economic growth and has played a critical role in positioning Fontana as a supply chain hub that provides critical goods throughout the world. Mayor Warren emphasizes that Fontana is open for business and works directly with the Fontana Chamber of Commerce to support the needs of the business community. Ensuring that every child in Fontana receives the highest level of education and career readiness, Mayor Warren formed the Education Coalition, a network of schools, businesses, and local leaders committed to preparing students for job and career opportunities after graduation. Realizing that a strong economy requires a healthy community, Mayor Warren founded the award-winning and model program across the nation, Healthy Fontana. Stemming from Healthy Fontana is the Fontana Walks program. What began as a challenge to the community to cumulatively walk 2 billion steps in 2017 has turned into monthly walks with nearly 9 billion steps taken to date. As a nationally recognized leader, Mayor Warren serves as chairwoman of the Workforce, Career and Technical Education Task Force, and Vice Chairwoman of the Youth Issues Committee with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, member of the Intergovernmental Policy Advisory Committee to focus on trade issues, member of the Southern California Association of Governments Community, Economic and Human Development Committee, member of the Board of Directors, General Policy Committee, and Transit Committee of San Bernardino County Transportation Authority, chairwoman of the Southern California Water Coalition, chairwoman of LabCo, chairwoman of the United States Conference of Mayors, Women's Mayor of United States, deputy director of special projects for District 2 for San Bernardino County. Mayor Warren earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Political Science, Urban Studies from Occidental College, and an honorary doctorate degree in Theology from Next Dimension Bible College, and is a member of the Water of Life Community Church, has 3 children and 3 beautiful grandchildren. Thank you for being with us here today, Mayor Warren.
Thank you, Yvette. I've had some additions. I'm in my 4th term.
You're in your 4th term. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Of course you're in your 4th term.
4th term,
You
and
are amazing.
And I'm vice chair of the Women's Network for United States Conference of Mayors for Women mayors. So I'm really excited. Really
Oh my gosh, you are on the move. You are ever present and a leader in every sense of the word, which is why I just love having you. And I get a tremendous amount of feedback every time that I do. Thank you for being with us today, Mayor.
Well, thank you.
So-
Thank you for highlighting the great things that are going on in this great region. You're a blessing.
Thank you so much. Well, one of the first questions I ask every one of my guests is to just talk a little bit about what inspired you to pursue what it is you're doing today. Today, you're the mayor of Fontana. What inspired you to get into civic engagement, be a proponent for the people?
Well, my parents were strong supporters of don't whine about things, fix them. And that's the way I was raised. And so as I saw things happening in my community growing up, it troubled me, and I would get upset, and my dad would always tell me, don't get upset, don't start whining, get in there and fix it. So that's been what I've done. And then also, I believe that we all have to help each other. So I remember when I applied for the appointment for Fontana in 2002, that was the beginning of my speech. I would just like to help. I would like to give back what was given to me as a child and an adult, all those resources to make things better. And I believe that it is my responsibility, along with other leaders, to improve the quality of life for all our residents, no matter who they are, what they believe in. We just have to do better at that. And so that's what I've been working toward all these years.
I love it. And, I am a huge Mayor of Fontana, Acquanetta Warren fan. And I'm going to plant the seed, because I still believe that if you run for president, I'm putting it out there. It's out in the universe. Okay, Mayor, you know this. I've told you this from the first time you came on the program, many times that I've met you and talked to you. So it's planted. There it is. It's out in the universe, folks. Okay. Sorry, no pressure, Mayor.
I've got so much to look forward to now.
Right? Well, you're doing the work. Not only are you doing the work, you're showing the results. You're creating those systems that work, that are sustainable and are successful. And it's exactly what we need to see, not only in our region or California, but across the nation. You have a fan, and I will vote for you.
Thanks
so with that
much.
said,
but it's a team effort. I serve with a great council, and we've got great staff team members that are here every day working very hard to make sure that this city keeps flowing. And it's just, I can't even put my arms around how many great people we have working toward this direction. So it's coming together, and we're doing bigger things. I can't wait. I got some priorities that you're going to want to hear about.
And I'm so excited to talk about them. So let's jump into them. City priorities, solving homelessness. Let's talk about what you've been working on to solve that.
Absolutely. We secured funding for the Homeless Prevention Resource Center. That's what we're calling it, $4 million. We got tremendous support from Congressman Pete Aguilar and Senator Alex Padilla. They helped us to secure the $4 million in the congressional funding. And I'm proud of the approach we're taking. One size doesn't fit all. So we're meeting people where they are individually with this center, as well as we're looking at homeless and what creates the bigger problem of homeless, that's mental health. And I'm really excited. I just got told that there's going to be a delegation of mayors going to talk about mental health at the up the hill, we call it, at the federal level. See, can we get more resources directly to the city, because we're dealing with it right here. And I think we'll be successful, because I think some of us have great track records of doing that. As you're probably aware, our city has so much investment with our police department. Everybody's talking about defund the police, which was never on the menu.
Never. I think there was a major reverse course on that, right?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think people woke up to the reality of what would occur if that actually happened.
Yeah.
And
so
things are hopefully starting to right.
It never even passed our lips. But what we did do was look at where our needs were. And we found that a lot of this is related to mental health and substance abuse. So we have over 15 officers working on this daily. We have a team that goes out called Coast, which is community outreach, and they have a dog named Scout, and they connect with all those having crisis, not only on the streets, but they go to families, and they do it in a way where the family can maintain its dignity in the neighborhood, because we're not driving up with a fire truck, 5 police cars, and all these people. And if people didn't know there was a problem at your house, they know now. Right. They have a van, they show up, and they work with the particular person that's having that crisis. And then it's determined if they can take them to the doctor or what needs to happen with them. But they also work with the families, and that's important. Then we have our MET team, which goes out. They're in the parks, they're all over the streets. And we work with a group called SWAG, which is becoming a little bit more popular in the IE. They have done phenomenally with homeless prevention and homeless, dealing with those issues. But everybody's working as a team, and we have great partners in this space with Water of Life CityLink, who does case management and gives resources. They do home visits, they give out clothing, we're all working toward developing housing. You know, we can work with everybody all day, but we got to have somewhere to put them. And this city is taking a bold stand on making sure we don't consider it a shelter. We consider it a neighborhood based on the needs of the person. So we're doing some bold, different things. And nothing's off the
I love
table.
it.
Nothing's off the table.
Well,
We recognize we
you
have to do this.
You are absolutely innovative. You come up with the best plans. And speaking of funding, right? Last November, voters decided that Measure EE was going to pass. They wanted to see an accounting. They wanted to make sure that all of the tax dollars were being redistributed to local municipalities in a proportionate way, right? To
Right.
ensure that liabilities, issues like this are addressed and have the funding to continue to do the work. Where does Measure EE stand today in terms of the progress of pursuing those studies?
Well, we all know local government moves a lot faster than those other levels. So right now, the county is looking at going out on an RFP to get consultants on board to do that study. See, people honed in on the succession part. That's the last ditch effort there. But more and more counties are looking at this now because the state has just imploded in terms of resources. So what we're trying to do is the county is looking at bringing the right consultants on board to do the study to see simply if we're getting our fair share. It is going to be strictly accounting toward, are we getting our fair share? I know the answer to that already. The answer is no. But we need to quantify that for our great public so that we're not just talking. And then there will be a need to sit down and figure out ways to make sure we get our fair share. You know, the coastal communities, the other communities up north, it may come down to their legislators are more organized, working as a team, and they get what their needs are taken care of. The other thing, none of our cities are over 350,000 and above. So we're not at the table with the governor and with the large cities, but thank goodness Mayor Dawson over in Riverside, she is so generous in sharing that information with all of the other mayors of what they're doing. And part of the reason why they decided to formulate their group is they weren't getting what they felt they needed from those groups that we all belong to. Because let's just face it, we have not combined our efforts in a way that we are a team. But this region, we all talk and we all try to work together to make sure that we are on top of legislation that is going to impact our cities and our residents negatively. And trust me, daily, we are getting reports of legislation that basically either go from destroying our economy, not improve education for our children, and more hurting, decrease the quality of life of our residents. So this
Right.
all needs to stop. This is the first step. Let's see if we're getting our fair share, and then from there, we'll have a big report.
Well, I love that Measure EE creates an accountability factor, right? Just like every one of us as residents, right? When we file our taxes, we have to show where everything goes, how we spend our money, what we have, and what it went to. And, maybe this accountability factor is something that should have been implemented a long time ago, but it seems like a fair thing, right?
Right. I mean, people during the campaign for it, people were really upset. Mayor, have you lost your mind? We just can't leave California. No, you're right, but California left us. Have you thought of that? We don't have those resources that these other counties are getting. As a matter of fact, we are the economic engine in so many ways that are helping the state get to their goals.
Right.
Think about what it's doing to us, though. Most of the cities, in particular cities like mine, they're probably getting 3% of the property tax. And look, don't get me wrong. We want our educational systems to be funded. But at the risk and at the mercy of everybody else, we need to start looking at our educational system. Look at that educational dashboard. You have school boards always saying, oh, we're graduating 98%. But what does that look like to that average student? Can they read? Can they write? Can they do math? Can they function in terms of looking for jobs or going to school? We've got to take a fresh look at everything. Everything. We're
Absolutely.
right there in the markets and at the gas stations. People don't let me get away with anything. But these other
Right? I
people
know.
fly in and fly out and forget. You know what? We got a group down there that's dependent on us. Not all the legislators are like that. I'm just in awe when I deal with Assembly Member James Ramos. He always listens. He comes and gets data from us to make sure that we're comfortable with what he's proposing. Wow, what a guy. Imagine that.
That's
That
leadership.
makes a
That's
difference.
leadership, right?
That is
It
leadership.
really does. It's developing that consensus. It's ensuring that you're putting, these efforts and these public policy matters in the right direction that's going to benefit,
Exactly.
your voters. Imagine that. By the people,
Look,
for the people, right?
you know what? I love California. I was born and raised here. Every summer we went down south. Couldn't wait to get back to Cali. But California needs to love us and remember that all these legislations they're putting together, how they're going to impact it. We can't continue to be the ATM. We have to work with, and I work with anybody, but work with me, work with our public, make things on the books that make sense and not just take all the time.
Yeah.
Things like going after our police departments and taking redevelopment, that doesn't do anything for anyone. Our number one priority as a city is to keep our public safe. That is why we're here. I had that discussion. I was so honored to speak on a panel at the Black Voice News 50th anniversary last Friday, their block party. I was ecstatic. I got to tell people what a mayor does and what a mayor can't do.
Yes.
And so we need to get the public more educated about who's supposed to be doing what around here. Because
Right.
we try never to harm our public, but this legislation, the way it comes down, is alert, alert, alert. It's like we're fighting amongst ourselves. It's just terrible.
Well, I'm so
Nobody asked
thankful
us.
I'm so thankful for your leadership, for raising awareness on these topics, and reclaiming our true position as Californians and as Americans, as voters. You're technically a public servant, even though you're amazing. But as a public servant, all the way from a local council person to the president of the United States, that's technically what the aim and the focus should be. How can I serve? How
We
can I
don't do
ensure?
partisan fighting. That's at
Right.
the federal and the state level. I don't have the leader of the party telling me you can't vote this, you can't do that. What I have is that lady that's in the grocery store, that lady that's my neighbor telling me she needs this, she needs that. And the same thing with our kids. They look at television and think all politicians are fighting like cats and dogs. We can't afford to do that. We have a
No.
saying on our computers in front of us every council meeting that says, is this good for Fontana? And that's all. Doesn't matter what party you are, what religion you are. Is this good for Fontana? That's what we have to vote on.
Yes,
So
and when you become president of the United States, you can ask, is this good for the American public? All right, there you
right.
go, Mayor.
We're not perfect, but we're not shabby.
There you go. Well, the transformation that you have been able to implement in the city of Fontana is absolutely stellar, which is why obviously you've gained that national recognition and that leadership appreciation, because you have proven it. You have shown how it can be done. And for that, I'm so inspired, and everyone around you is very inspired as well. So let's get back onto track, because I know you're looking to develop the downtown into a premier destination. Please
I'm so
talk about that. I'm so excited.
Most downtowns are being turned into other type of destination sites because people are saying we don't need downtown anymore. Downtown used to be your retail center. We want to make it a little bit of retail, a little bit of entertainment, and a little bit of bringing everyone back to the heart of the community. We have our Miller's Amphitheater where we have the summer series of concerts. It's so wonderful to see all the residents show up with their picnic baskets and the kids, and everybody's having a good time to real good music. We want to expand that. We want to do Center Stage, which was our dinner theater, and our good team member and great partner, Sammy Hagar, has consented to just letting us use his name on that venue. It's going to be Stage Red, a venue by Sammy Hagar, and he's a Fontana a guy. He's coming back to his roots. And so we're excited about that. And as a result, people will be able to come into the downtown area, look at a nice show. We've got Henry Gonzalez, a chef from heaven, with Spoggies. He has another restaurant in Upland. He's taken his position in the Fontana Women's Club. We repurposed it. We still have our club, but we have this great restaurant there. So you can go over and have dinner, walk across the street to center stage. We're looking to do housing in our downtown area because you need bodies. And we're talking to people about creating bars, destination sites. I mean, we're looking at everything is on the table. We just approved last week a parking structure. We're making sure people can park their vehicles. And we're looking at what we can do at our transit center locations. Today we had a meeting with the people from Brightline. I'm excited about that train coming through Fontana. It won't stop here, but we're going to see the residual of people coming over here. So it's opening up for the whole region. Everything we're doing is toward making sure that people have somewhere to go and that they're comfortable. We've got
and Sammy Hagar, right? And
yeah,
as you mentioned,
come on.
Right? And Chef Henry, he is one of the few 5-star Michelin trained chefs in our region. So you're bringing in just 5 stars across the board in everything that you do.
The date is September. He's got to get his staff trained. He's just gotten all of his approvals. We're all excited. He's already doing catering. So it's not like we're lacking food around here.
And it's great food too. It really is. I love it.
Food. But we can't leave those behind that need our help. So we're doing everything we can to enhance all of our public infrastructure. We're looking in various areas to make sure that there are public amenities. Fontana is home to almost 59 parks. And that doesn't even count our little spaces with just grass and a bench or two and dog parks. We even have community centers all throughout the city. We just recently had the South Fontana Park open up. Talk about promises made, promises kept. That was a labor of love to get that park, and we did it. We have our Central Park with that great garden. I mean, it's beautiful over there. And then we have Fontana Park up in the north. But then we have all these other parks where we have maybe up to thousands of kids coming into this city every weekend to play against our children. And everybody's having a great time. So we're trying our best. We've been the ICSC, which is the International Shopping Center, to attract more retail, more restaurants. We're trying to get them in here. We really are. But as we grow in our downtown, you're going to see the magnet. People are just going to show up. We already know that.
I love it. And recently you were at a trade show recruiting businesses, right?
Oh my
You're
goodness,
out there
yes.
on
Up
the
and
ground
down the
talking to
hallways.
these people, right?
We got to send you, we had a interview done about our downtown area, and it was the Globe, I can't think of the name of the company, but they came out and interviewed us. And just today I got a reference from another business periodical that wants to put that out. And you know what happens?
Wow.
When people notice that you're doing something, they knock on the door and say, I want in on this.
That's right.
So we have a very wonderful communication marketing manager, Monique Carter, and then we got Ronisha Perry, our economic development. Our planning staff is second to none. Everything's coming together. We just need everybody to come on in. That's all.
There you go. And with that said, we're going to hit on a break because, as Mayor Warren said, they are open for business, and we're going to continue with that message after the break. So for everyone listening, I'm Yvette Walker with ABC News and Talk Southern California Business Report with City of Fontana Mayor Acquanetta Warren, and the latest on one of the fastest growing cities in California, delivering the ongoing message of open for business when we return.
Hi, I'm Dana Rademacher with MGR Property Management.
A lot of people wonder about the value that property management has for their property. Property management can include all property types, including residential, commercial, and HOA. It is valuable because property managers are experienced in what can happen at your property. We're aware of liabilities. We're able to do predictive and preventative maintenance. We know what is coming up with the changes in the weather, the seasons, how old certain aspects or different capital projects at your property are. We're able to best negotiate contract pricing, legalities with your tenants, and anything else that you may need to ensure that you're getting the full value of the property. If you're interested in speaking with the representative at MGR Property Management regarding your property management needs, you can visit our website at mgrrealestate.com, or you can call our number at area code 909-581-6600 to be connected with the representative.
The University of La Verne is rated first in California for alumni satisfaction. Learn more about accelerated programs offered online and on campus in La Verne, Irvine, Ontario, Burbank, or College of the Canyons. Visit go.laverne.edu. The University of La Verne. go.laverne.edu.
Hi, I'm San Bernardino County Sheriff Shannon Dykes. If you're looking to start an exciting career in law enforcement and make a difference in your community, we are hiring dispatchers, nurses, deputies, laterals, and many more. For a complete list of our jobs and more information, visit sheriffsjobs.com.
Ontario International Airport is onto a better way to fly with over 65 daily non-stop flights to more than 20 major destinations and the easiest airport experience in Southern California. Visit flyonto.com/Ontario to learn more about Ontario International Airport today.
Hi, Ray Lance from the Diamond Center in the Claremont Village here. One of the coolest parts of a third-generation family business is getting to know the families we serve through generations. Once you experience our friendly service, our fair and transparent pricing, and our beautiful jewelry that we make to last a lifetime, you'll stick with us too. Come visit us in the Claremont Village or at Lantz, L-A-N-T-Z, diamondcenter.com and see what makes us different.
Cal State San Bernardino is home to the only School of Entrepreneurship in California. With globally ranked degree programs, you can start your journey today to become a successful entrepreneur. Learn more and connect at entre.csusb.edu.
Welcome back, everyone. Yvette Walker here with ABC News and Talk, Southern California Business Report with City of Fontana Mayor Acquanetta Warren, and the latest on one of the fastest growing cities in California, delivering the ongoing message, open for business. Thank you again for being with us, Mayor Warren.
That's right. You know, I want to tell you about the latest, not only with our downtown, but overall for the whole city. We are excited. We just launched Fontana 311. And it's not 911 emergency or 211 information. It is all about social media and improving our customer service. Where if you are out and you see weeds, or there's a sidewalk lifted, or there's something that you think needs to be improved, or you want to just give a suggestion, you can go on there, 311, and tell us what you're thinking, or take a picture. I've been having a ball with it. I'm not sure if our staff is right now, but I've been trying it out, and it works. I wait to see how long it takes them to get out there, and they're right on it. But that picture says 1,000 words. It makes it clear. You just tell us exactly where you're at or where you saw this, because you're our eyes and ears, and this is your community. So it's up to all of us to do improvements. That's in the parks. Somebody sent me the other day something where a screw was loose in the playground. Thank you, because that provided information that we could give to our great staff members to go out there and fix it. So we want to hear from everybody. And, you know, I want people to connect with me. I want them to tell me what they're thinking. If you're not happy, say something. If you see something, say something. Because that's the only way we're going to get things fixed around here. And see, what I like about this system, we can track your request and see what happened with it, which helps us to improve our processing, making sure that we're providing our staff with the tools they need. People really that work here care about our community. It shows as we have our council meetings and we have employee of the month for all the different departments, or employee of the year. This becomes something that people put their heart and soul in. And we need to make sure that you're comfortable with what we're doing. So buy in the 311 and tell us what you're thinking and help us identify where areas need improvement. We recognize some things take major funding, but get it on the books so we can start working toward it.
Absolutely. Talk about putting it on the record. And I love that you added this. Basically, it's a self-accountability tool, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's on the record, you have to respond, and that's it, right? How can people, do they dial it? Do they text? How does it work?
There is an app, and we'll give you those instructions so that we can make sure. But if you're anything you need to know, just go on www.fontanaca.gov. That's our website, and you'll find everything you need there. You'll find where the activities are. A great example, July 1st, first time in history in this city. We're not going to have it on July 4th. It's going to be July 1st, because we recognize with all the illegal fireworks going on, we need every officer available out there helping us to deter that. So we're going to have it on that Saturday. And then that frees up our staff to work on the 4th where they need to be. And I've heard from
So you're having your fireworks show.
Yeah, we're having
a fireworks show on July 1st.
Right.
Oh my gosh, how exciting.
Because what happens, our officers are here trying to protect that fireworks show, and everybody's out there in the street acting up. And we keep up with that. We have a team out there too, but this all hands on deck on July 4th. And that's another thing you use 311. Report those people that are doing illegal fireworks. This community years ago decided they wanted to allow nonprofits to sell safe and sane. They took it to the ballot, and basically to get rid of that activity, it would take another ballot, signatures, and people would have to vote. But this community supports these groups. But safe and sane is one thing versus these illegal fireworks where they're coming in where you think your whole house is about to go inside the wall. Our animals are being driven crazy behind all this. But we need the support of the community to identify who's doing these things. Just don't call and say, I heard a loud boom. Where was it? What address was it at? Everybody knows this is going on. Help us. So that's
and these
another
fireworks,
item.
Absolutely. And they could be very, very dangerous. I still recall the explosion that happened in the neighboring city of Ontario, right? It was just 2021. I think it was St. Patrick's Day, 2021. And there was this major explosion. I think 3 people lost their lives as a result of having, a cache of illegal fireworks. And it's unfortunate. It's sad. It's unnecessary. Thank God no, surrounding structures were permanently impacted, but lives were lost. And that's certainly not what we want for anyone.
If you are given a fine, don't come asking for an appeal, because it's too dangerous. And you're responsible for people. People say all the time, I didn't know they were doing that at my house. Well, you better find out when people are doing that at your house, because you're going to be held accountable.
Right. It's a major liability. It's very dangerous. And I'm so thankful that you're going to be conducting this community 4th of July spectacular on the 1st of July, so that, the officers are all on guard at the appropriate time. They're not spread too thin.
Right. The other thing is, public safety is the number one priority in our city. We want people safe. The other thing we're doing is we're launching the Fontana online permitting. So if you want to permit for any reason, it's going to be online. And all of that you can get from our website. It's called the One Stop Shop Permit Application Web Portal. It's for citizens and businesses. They'll be able to process their building permits online. They can apply for paying. They can schedule inspections. They can check the status of inspections. They can print an approved permit to list. We're just streamlining the process, which helps maximize our staff time to make sure they can answer those very important questions. We're trying our best to stay with the new technology and make it easier. I think COVID taught us all. We don't have to do everything in person. We can certainly do the backup before we get in person and make a significant change. And this all helps your quality of life when you're not stressed out about having to come into City Hall and stand in lines and try to figure out what's going on. It helps people better understand the process. This year, I've decided the next 2 years, I'm just going to be educating, showing people what to do if they have a problem when they come to the city. What does it mean? How do you get in there and change things? We have several groups, like we have our Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. Apply for that, young people. You'll be advising me and my council members on what you think we should be doing for our youth. Then we have the Park and Rec Commission. Come to those meetings. If you have issues you want or ideas, come and talk to them and tell them what you're looking at. And then we always look at our Planning Commission. They actually go through the applications that have been received, and they actually give a recommendation to the council. Ultimately, we have to do our research, but it's so nice to have a citizen group that has looked at this first and said, you know what, we think you should consider this. Speaking of applications, a couple of years back, we put aside some property called Fontana. And guess what? I tell you, you need to go up there and see it. It is gorgeous. They're open for business. They're open for leases. And they're also going to be building some townhomes. You got to see it. It is spectacular. I took my daughter up there, and I think I'm going to lose my roommate. She went crazy.
She said, what is this, Ventana? I'm going to go and get a new. Yes, it's beautiful. And it's like a resort, right?
It is.
Talk
it's
about
resort
the amenities
right here in the Inland Empire. And that's the other part. The reason that I participate in all of these different committees and things, because we're a regional city. All these groups, not just, it's work, but it's worth it because we're improving how we do things. And I want to be in the front of that. I want to see that so I can bring that back to our city. And it's interesting, but it's also good because there's just so much going on in this region. That's why I fight hard for our region, not only my city, because I recognize as long as one city's not doing well, none of us are. So we have to partner with each other and team with each other and help each other. I get along with all the other mayors. We talk all the time and we all share ideas. And if I need help, I get on the phone and call Mayor Paul Leon in Ontario, or Dennis Michael over in Rancho, Archbishop out in Apple Valley, whoever I know is doing something incredible. Hey, what are you guys doing over there? I want some of that, and vice versa.
Right. Well, that's what I love. So what I love is, your phrase is open for business, but I'm not only open for business, but open for good business, sustainable business aimed at serving the community, building structures and best practices. You're amazing. Your team is amazing. And it's easy to see why they're so hardworking and diligent, because you just inspire people to do what they need to do to get things done and see the bigger picture. And that is the key.
I wasn't happy when I first moved here and everybody was leaving early in the morning at 5 a.m. to get to LA to work, or Orange County, or even San Diego. I had neighbors going to San Diego County to work. I was determined when I got elected that I was going to work on getting jobs here. You know what? You can not only live and play in Fontana, you can work in Fontana. All of these big buildings are not just warehouses, like people say. The majority of these buildings are manufacturers. They're making things. They're making things that go all over the United States. They're making things in America. And last time I checked, that's okay. And people are getting salaries that they can't afford homes. And that's the next thing we're working on. How can we make our housing more affordable? There has to be a way. We've already been working with the workforce type product housing, because, people, when you say affordable, they go crazy. You know what? That's why we all moved out here in this region, because we were looking for affordable housing. And everybody has forgotten that. But we're working with everybody to see if there's a way that we can provide more housing. And we're going to have more things coming online real soon. I think we're making good headway. And we're also looking at different programs that we can bring into the city from the federal level and the state level. Don't get me wrong. I backed the governor on his care court, which is the humane way to handle some of the homeless residents that we've been seeing, where they don't even know to volunteer to get help. We've got to do something to help that population. These are our friends. These are our
Right.
family members. They're not people that came down here from Mars. They're part of us. We have an obligation to assist them. And that's what this city is desperately trying to do. We're not ignoring this.
Absolutely. No, not at all.
Not at
In
all.
fact, you're building on it. Recently, the Fontana Chamber of Commerce that you're very close to had a career fair and expungement event for
Yes.
those that are looking to get back into the workforce, that may have, some things in their past that they're not very proud of, but can be taken off their records so that they can move forward and gain proper employment and be supported, by the community and by the chamber and by leaders like you.
I tell you, FontanaJobs.org is real. And people need to go on there. And people need to explore their town. It's so funny to me when we did Undercover Boss, people didn't know we had that nature center down south. I can't tell you how many people go, where is that? Where did you film that? In your city. So that's the next part of this next 2 years is educating people on our sites. You can't just stay up in your neighborhood. You're going to have to move around. I mean, I know you're going to come down here and see Sammy. I know you're going to come down here and eat. You might as well look around and see where this gorgeous place you moved to. And if you see something that you don't like, you need to say something about it. See how we can work it out. As I drive around, I see a lot of our residents are really struggling with landscaping. They're struggling with their roofs and all that. You don't need to do that. We have a program. It helps you with rehabilitating your home. It's all on our website. I do Mayor Monday every week, and I try to highlight everything going on. And most of it is related to helping all of the residents. And I'm not alone. All the cities are doing similar type programming. We all apply for grants, and we have to share that grant funding with our residents. They just need to come in here and ask about it. And if you're eligible, we will help you. We work with so many nonprofits that are willing to help too. You just need to come and ask, and we can help. And if we can't give you a grant, at least we can refer you somewhere for assistance. But we need
and
people
some of
to
the
figure it
greatest,
out.
definitely, and some of the greatest challenges that are attached to those grants are that people are not pursuing them. They're not, like you said, they're not coming after the resources that you're offering. So I love that you do Mayor Monday to put the message out there proactively to all of your residents to make sure and remind them, hey, these funds are here. They exist for you. Come and take them, enhance your home, protect your home, do what you need to do. But this money is here for you, for your benefit. And so if you're listening to this and you live in the city of Fontana and these grants exist, go after them, because the way they have it set up, it's streamlined, it's easy, and how technologically advanced and innovative the city is, so easy.
Oh, we have a great housing department that will help you. We have people that come in and they go to our city clerk window, tell them what the problem is, and they'll direct you to the right department. And, email me, let me know what you're thinking. What are you experiencing? Because your ideas are what's driving me and my council members to getting things done. That input is invaluable, and we want to hear from you. And if you don't like something, don't worry about it. Tell me anyway. The whole idea is to have communication with our great public, and that's what I try to do. That's why I set up court in the middle of the street if I have to. What's going on over here? Talk to me.
I love it. You do what it takes, and that's what I love about you, Mayor Warren. So, including introducing and opening a new fire station 81. Yes. Please talk about that.
Okay, we're opening up a training facility for our firefighters, and it's also going to be a new station up north. And we're excited about that. We've added on so many different fire stations, but this one is unique because it'll be actually a training spot. And there's another opportunity. We need police and fire personnel. FontanaCA.org or GOV, I'm sorry. Go on that website. We have so many jobs open. Don't be driving way to LA and Orange County for work when you can work right here in your community. We have our aquatic center up there. We need lifeguards. We really are trying to open up the city to everyone, but it's not going to walk to your front door. You have to do a little leg room and come down and apply, or go online and apply. You know what? I had a lady tell me one time, you'll never get what you want thinking about it. You have to act. I think that's what we're going to start calling this. Let's act. Let's move. Let's make it happen. Just say, today, I'm going to go online and see what is there. We have a book we send out to every resident on all the activities. And I know those kids get that book and they go through it and bring it to their parents. Help me, mommy. I want to do this. I need the adults to start looking at the book and see all the things we're doing. Yoga, line dancing, pickleball. The pickleball group is growing dramatically, and we're still looking for spots to help them out. But, you know, we also have tennis. So we have all these activities. We got a lot of people pulling us, trying to tell us, you know, we need this, we need that, we need that. But it is based on funding availability. But at least look at the book and see if there's activities that we have existing that you can participate in. I had a couple that showed up at an event for our Fontana walks, and they told me, what is this about pickleball? What is that? I said, we have a group of people that got together, started playing pickleball. And now they've grown. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind you joining them. And then Fontana walks, we talk about everything while we're walking together. And, you know, I thank the community for their prayers. You know, I had my right hip replaced. I used to be in gymnastics. That's the excuse I'm using. But after I talked to some of my fellow teammates from high school, they said, you're late. We have knees redone, elbows, and science is something. I tell you, I was freaking out. What? You're going to do what? But it's working. I'm back on Fontana walks, and I couldn't be happier. I miss talking to people. So people will show up just to talk to me. And they don't always agree with me. And that's okay. You know what? It's something about when you're walking with somebody, you find a relationship. You begin to communicate. And it gives me understanding where they're coming from. But I have so many people that show up at our meetings and have never sat down and talked to me. Just assume, you believe this, you believe that. It's not about what I believe. What I believe is that you believe. And I need to know what that is, so that we can make sure that we're covering everybody. Everybody.
That's right. And the best way to do it, like you said, is to forge those relationships, integrate, be part of the solution, put it on the record, develop the consensus, find that common ground to make everyone happy.
Yeah, I want people to do neighborhood watch again. Remember, we used to look out for each other? I want us to get back to that. We're dealing with all this speeding that's going on. These people, some of them have really gone way over the top with donuts all in the street. But the police, you can call them. If you don't get a license tag, there's really nothing they can do. A description of the car even would be good. We have had people that put in description of cars, and our great officers have found them. Because when you're doing it in one neighborhood, they're doing it in several neighborhoods. So tell us who these people are. At our last meeting, I said, you know who's doing this? Tell us who they are. It's so dangerous. It is so dangerous when people speed and do these tricks with their cars. And fortunately, to my knowledge, we haven't had street takeovers, and we're not going to have that because our officers, like I said, they're second to none. And so we just need everybody to work together. That's what our role is.
Absolutely, because 9 times out of 10, those things that people do end up hurting innocent people, right? People that are not even associated with the activities. You know, they're doing donuts, they're racing, and it's always the innocent that are harmed or, you know, lose their life as a result of these very selfish actions.
When I see on the news what's going on in some of our other cities, and it's just not good. You know, we did open our South Fontana Park in March. People need to know that. That park is gorgeous. I just tell everybody to go up there and look at it. The playground is fully inclusive. In terms of children with disabilities, there's something for you there too. It's designed for kids of all ages and all abilities. The fitness zone includes 14 different pieces of equipment that 5 of them are ADA accessible. So there's no excuse, no excuse. And then
Yes.
it cost us $17 million. It was worth every penny. When you go up there, you will see the beauty and the neighborhoods and the community around that area. From what I understand and what people have told me, they really are happy. So we got
I love
mega
it.
parks in our south, our central city, and then our north. And we're one Fontana. That's the other part. We don't let people come in and give you the narrative. Oh, they're doing better in the south than they are in the north. And the central, they're doing better than all of us put together. Don't let that drive your perception of your town. Go look at your town. Look at your town. This is your town. And that's what, all I can say is your town. Tell us what you
I
want
love it.
and let us try to
Thank
get
you.
there.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your very inspiring update, Mayor Warren. I am so happy that you made time to join us. I'm so excited and I'm looking forward to a future update on your 5th term
Yvette,
or as
thank
president.
you for pointing out the positive. You know, we don't get good press all the time, but you have always been so inspiring to me and my town. You know, we need that. People need to know there are good things happening.
Thank you so much, Mayor Warren. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. For everybody listening today, don't forget to find us on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Check us out on scbrtalk.com. All right. Events, everyone. Well, as you heard from Mayor Warren, they are having their fireworks display on July 1st. Also, San Bernardino Symphony Orchestra performs America the Beautiful at San Bernardino Valley College with family, food, music, and fireworks. Tickets start at $10 and children under 12 are free. Visit sanbernardinosymphony.org. Don't miss my interview with Dr. Jill Fabricant, founder, president, and CEO of Cell Viable, as well as Vasix Corporation, originally named Neuros Corporation, founded in 2003. Vasix was founded in California to develop and commercialize small molecules into new drugs. These compounds were discovered at the City of Hope Cancer Center to treat a number of diseases, including diabetes, atherosclerosis, and natural aging. In 2001, Jill joined O'Melveny Consulting as Director of Emerging Technologies as well. Don't miss it. Next week, we will have Alan Carl. He is a global motorcycle adventurer, television host, professional speaker, and best-selling author of the book Forks, A Quest for Culture, Cuisine, and Connection. He is a passionate adventurer who has traveled to over 80 countries, many of which were during his remarkable 3-year solo motorcycle journey around the world. You do not want to miss it, everybody. We will see you next week.